Was a girl running in our group. She had a high-speed motor in a 40 Ford coupe. She had a racing cam and a supercharged. Look at Buddy, hot rod and large. She's a hot rod. She's a hot rod.
3 cool stories here. 928 Car Guys, if you want to give us a call. I got to tell you, this story does not surprise me, but it's interesting. There's Napleton Automotive Group. Now, everybody knows Napleton Automotive Group, especially if you're from this area, because they're big in the Midwest. Well, this is Lafayette, Indiana. Indianapolis and Lafayette. The war started. Napleton Automotive Group filed a lawsuit last week alleging a former general manager stole trade secrets and purloined employees on behalf of the dealership group for which he now works. Yeah, to the victor goes the spoils. The lawsuit claims Garrett McDonald stole confidential information from Napleton Kia of Carmel in Indianapolis when he was general manager until February 14th and used it advantageously when he accepted the same position at Bob Rohrman Kia in Lafayette, Indiana. McDonald was encouraged and incentivized by the Rohrman dealerships to raid the Napleton Carmel dealerships of their experienced workers who held key dealership positions such as managers. There's gonna be a war. Yep, that's kind of cool. Guy leaves the dealership, he says, I'm gonna take all the good guys with me. That's kind of neat. Certain groups are trying to urge Congress to consider auto safety workforce concerns in the autonomous vehicle legislation. I'm more worried about electric vehicle. Autonomous is down the road. But anyway, a U.S. House subcommittee heard testimony from the Center for Automotive Safety, or CAS, and the AFL-CIO, which is the big boys, which urged taking a cautious approach to issues such as autonomous vehicle testing and deployment. Executives from groups that represent consumers and unionized workers on Tuesday pressed members of Congress to prioritize vehicle safety and workers' needs in any effort to develop a federal framework for autonomous vehicles and other forward-looking technologies. In other words, they don't want you to just rush headlong into this autonomous vehicle thing. They want you to test them safely and make sure they're going to be safe once you sell them. That would be nice. If I'm going to buy one, I'd like to buy one that was safe, which I'm not going to buy one. I'm telling you right now, I'm too old for that. I'm not getting in a car that doesn't have a steering wheel and a brake pedal. The study, never mind, Eric. The study also found that actual service costs. Oh, here, Honda ranks #1 for lowest cost of service. And this study also found that actual service costs for battery-powered vehicles for the first 90 days are more than twice as high as either gasoline or hybrid vehicles. Figure that out. The company called We Predict, I guess that's what they do, they predict, collects and analyzes real-world information on millions of vehicle repairs and maintenance, service campaigns, and warranty actions performed at the U.S. franchise dealerships, independent service centers, and other facilities. Here's the story. The lowest cost of service 2021 analysis. This is from the vehicle year 2020. #1, Honda. This is for 90 days, first 90 days, I guess. $21. Honda, #1, cheapest there is. Hyundai, right behind them with $22. First American-made Buick, $24. And then there's Toyota, Subaru, Mazda, Nissan, Kia, VW, and Chrysler, which is $39. Now, the non-premium brand average, in other words, the other cars, Jeep is probably not the worst at $43. It's not the worst at $43. Dodge Ram truck is $50. The GMC, any GMC, which is all trucks now. There is no GMC car. There's no such thing. The GMC trucks or crossovers or whatever $132. $132 in the first 90 days of average. That would be warranty costs, I'm sure, plus whatever. Cost of ownership, cost of driving. The premium brand, now these are the high cost cars. Acura, #1 at $30. The worst, my favorite, I can't stand these cars. Volvo, $69 for the first 90 days of operation. So let's face it, this is the car, they take these dealerships and these new cars are out there and they say, let's do a study on which ones are going out to dealership, brand new car, a guy turns around and comes right back in for service because there's something wrong with this car. And it's under warranty. So he goes back and has this adjusted, that adjusted, this tweaked, that tweaked. If you actually want to get paint work done or anything, you better make sure the day you pick that car up, you point it out to the salesman before you leave. Because the minute you leave that dealership, any little ding in that paint, any little mark in that paint, you could have done. And they're not going to cover it. I'm telling you, they'll tell you, well, no, you did that. Well, if it's there, you better point it out. So go over the car when you buy it. You want to go over it pretty good and just walk around it and make a look to make sure there's nothing obvious where there's a paint flaw or anything like that. Because guess what? They're not going to cover it for you.
Quick question: how much does a paint job really cost anyway?
Oh my God! If you had to repaint a whole new brand new car, the newer cars, with the prep work and the overcoats and stuff, I'll bet you a paint job is $3,000.
Really?
Oh, easy. I could be way low on that.
Depending on car? Or
yeah, depending on the car, of course. But they all have this clear coat on them, and they have other coats under that, and then they have a prep work. This is why the cars are lasting so much longer, because of the prep work under the paint.
Okay.
They're really lasting forever. They don't rot out like they used to.
Because I'm assuming they go coat, then pre-coat, then another coat, and then the actual paint.
Then there's a primer, then there's the paint, then there's like 10 coats of paint to make it look deep, and then there's the clear coat and a clear coat and another clear coat, and then the lacquered top to make sure that nothing dings it. That's why you can take a new car now and you can drop something on it and it doesn't make a mark.
Right.
It's like magic. And it's also nice. I have it on my car because I'm always banging stuff with my, getting it in the back door or something. I'm always running into something. I mean, I don't crash. I just make flaws in the paint, trust me.
Big flaws.
Yeah, really. Okay, you want to know the best car to buy in 2021? 2021 plus 2022 is figured in here also. The issue, we're going to start the Car Connection. It's an online car reporting. I don't want to call it a magazine. Maybe it's a magazine. I don't know. It's an e-mag, whatever. But they rank these vehicles the best to buy. In the SUV version, #1, 2021 Ford Bronco, believe it or not. Oh yeah. 2021 and 2022 Jeep Grand Cherokee, hello. The 22 Jeep Grand Wagoneer, the 22 Acura MIX, or MDX, sorry about that. I can't read my own writing. 2022, the Genesis GV70, that's the fancy version of Hyundai. The 2022 Hyundai Santa Cruz, and a 2022 Nissan Frontier. If you did not hear your car of choice in there, your SUV of choice, better check it out good before you buy it. Now, we need to talk about chips. Everybody needs chips. Everybody is dying for chips. All the car makers are crying for chips. It's just not, it's a bad chip day in the United States, all over the world actually. And we should talk about this, and I'm going to talk about it right now. And we're going to tell you, after that, we're going to tell you who's going to bed with who in the battery world. And they are. It's really strange, some bedfellows you haven't heard of before. The U.S. and Korea are going to partner up to ease the chip crunch. That's what they think anyway. The U.S. has sought help from allies, including South Korea, oh, they didn't ask North, to alleviate a semiconductor shortage that's led to the idling of auto plants across North America. And it has. I'm going to tell you about that. U.S. Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo and South Korean President Moon Jae-in announced an agreement to deepen cooperation in a range of industries, including electric vehicle batteries, semiconductor producers, and pharmaceutical companies making COVID-19 vaccines. It seems, and this is the trade-off, the U.S. has sought help from allies, including South Korea, to alleviate a semiconductor shortage that's led to idling of auto plants in North America. South Korea is also eager to secure supplies of COVID-19 vaccines that the U.S. has recently allowed to be exported, which means we need chips and they need vaccines. We got plenty of vaccines. We got lots of vaccines. We have no chips. We're out of chips. No chips. Nissan, here we go. Nissan is halting Frontier, Titan, and Altima output next month. The production cuts come on top of stoppages already in place this month. Nissan Motor Company plans to trim North American production in June because of the semiconductor shortage. This is what the automaker said last Wednesday. Frontier and Titan pickup production in Canton, Mississippi will be cut for 4 days in June, while Altima sedan assembly will stop for 3 weeks next month. Production of those models also suffered stoppages this month. Now, Nissan's in trouble. They got no chips. General Motors, this kills me. And this is for you, Ron Wood, my manager at work, my boss. This is for you. This will kill him. General Motors said it will halt production of its Chevrolet Corvette plant in Bowling Green, Kentucky next week because of a parts supply issue. Now, they're not admitting to anything. The automaker would not disclose details on the parts issue, but said it was not related to the global microchip shortage that has impacted more than 277,000 GM vehicles. Production at Bowling Green Assembly is expected to idle Monday and resume June 1st, GM said. As I understand it, that's one of the few times that the Corvette has stopped production. This goes with all the other ones that have stopped production. And I told you the story about the GM pickups where they got them certified. They're leaving one chip out, just one chip, Eric. Mm-hmm. And it's going to cost one thing, 1 mile per gallon. So now they got to change the stickers on the doors, and they got to make sure their corporate fuel economy, because it's tight. By law, their corporate fuel economy has to be so much. But they have a couple electric vehicles that offset it, so we add them all together, it's got to come up to this. And I think they've got a little room to play with there because they're giving up 1 mile per gallon, 1 mile per gallon, and then you can, this chip, so that they can build cars, because that's one chip, or build their trucks, that they apparently don't need, but it was nice to have. And they're not going to build it with that chip, they're going to use that chip somewhere else. They program, see, these chips come plain. And they're programmed by the manufacturer. And this particular chip they will use somewhere else, and then they'll have chips to build their pickup trucks, which is their number one seller in the world. The Silverado and the 1500, they sell like crazy, and that's what General Motors is selling now, pickup trucks. They sell a bunch of other stuff. They do all right. I just want to, hey Ronnie, how you like that Corvette plant getting closed? Hey buddy. No Corvettes. He's a Corvette freak. He loves Corvettes. Well, it is what it is. We need to talk now about not chips, because we're done with chips. We don't need no stinking chips. We need to talk about batteries. And batteries come in a variety of conversations. This particular, we'll start this off with Ultium Cells partners with General Motors and Li-Cycle for battery recycling. General Motors calls theirs Ultium Cells, and they're partnering with Li-Cycle. Ultium Cells, General Motors, and LG Energy Solutions joint venture has partnered with Li-Cycle to recycle up to 100% of material scrapped from battery cell manufacturing, the company said Tuesday. The agreement with Li-Cycle, whatever you want to call it, will enable Ultium Cells to recycle cobalt, nickel, lithium, graphite, copper, manganese, and aluminum, and 95% of the metals can be used to produce batteries for adjacent industries. Put them in something else. You're going to make batteries for flashlights, hell, I don't know. This is what Altium Cells said in the statement. The company will begin the recycling process this year. So General Motors got themselves a bedfellow. They're going to go recycling with these guys. Supplier, this cracks me up, but I'm really kind of neat that the Korean company is building a plant here and employing Americans. Supplier, don't make me laugh, Eric. Duck Yang, that's the name, or Ducky Yang, or Duck Yang. I think it's Duck Yang. It's going to open a $10 million plant in Georgia. The Korean company will manufacture battery modules and energy storage systems for SK Battery America, which develops lithium-ion batteries for electric vehicles. Korean supplier Duck Yang Industrial is set to invest $10 million to open a manufacturing facility in Brazelton, Georgia, the company's first such facility in the U.S. Yeah, I'm telling you, the planned 230,000 square foot plant will add an estimated 285 jobs in production maintenance, logistics, and warehouse management to the region's economy. Hello! It will manufacture battery modules and energy storage systems for SK Battery America, a Commerce, Georgia-based developer of lithium-ion batteries for electric vehicles. I'm telling you, these two Korean companies, LK or LG and SK, and they're all going at it. Everybody wants to do this.